Hello there! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is Zago333 and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, Kaiserreich. Now last time we played as Kaiserreich, we hopped in as a small nation of Honduras. We took over all of our neighbors, and we helped finally restore democracy and freedom to Central America. Now it's been a while since we hopped in, ever since. And since then, update 0.9, the Aurora Borealis update has come out, and with it we've had a massive little overhaul, well, not a massive overhaul, to the Nordic countries, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Iceland, and Finland, even though, well, Finland's Nordic, I'm thinking of Scandinavian. China still hasn't been updated yet, even though they said it was going to be 0.9, it technically will still be 0.9, I think, just not with that, and, so yeah, now I've been debating which nation I want to play, either Finland or Iceland, because I actually played as Iceland a little bit, and it was actually, strangely enough, a lot of fun. But I might hop into Iceland another one of these days, because I still have a couple nations I want to play as Greece, Netherlands, Abyssinia, but we're going to be hopping in as Finland today. Now, I have a good history of the country of Finland. I think my channel kind of started to blow up back when I did a not Hearts of Iron, a Civ 5 campaign back in the day as Finland. And got a decent amount of subscribers. Who still watch this video. Shout out to you, Diablo, and anyone else. So I got a lot of love for Finland. So we're gonna be hopping in. But first off, let's take a look at custom game rules. If you didn't know, Kaiserreich changed it up, so all the all the news events summer know is there, and changed up the now default it's the English exonyms instead of native endonyms. So if you don't know what that means, it basically means like here in Cologne, it would be called Cologne by default instead of Köln, like Kaiserreich kind of done it. The instead of Wien, what else? Venice instead of Venezia. And I kind of like that little feature, so I'm going to keep it. And I have a mod, which also lets you pick which country paths you want to go down. I usually set up Civil War because we can use that to go ahead and take free land, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to see, excuse me, just how it goes first. We'll just play, and then just play as we go. So, let's hop in. Grab my timer, get that going. Let's stop watching that timer. Dumbass. Timer, there you go. Okay, 20 minutes. 0.9. Thank you, Kaiserreich team. Game rules. Okay, so we start off with Frederick Karl I, who was put on the throne. In this timeline, after the Civil War was finished up and Germany was still around, they had this guy put on the throne. He's a symbol of German influence in Finland, and people don't like him. Paternal autocrat, head of the Koch party, the Kansallien Kulmis, and turns out a lot of the Finnish people don't like Koch, so spoiler, we're going to have to be figuring that out. And so let's get the machine tools going. Start with the default tree. Let's get some civvy factories going for now. Start off not the best industry. We got 13 troops actually, which isn't half bad. Who do we want to give it to? Let's give it to Karl. Karl Leonard Oesch. And then for general, who do we want to give it to? Let's give my man Askell Iro. Again, I'm probably going to butcher all of his Finnish pronunciation. I apologize. Just fair warning. So let's get going. Speed up. And it says we have outdated equipment, but it's only a boat, so I'll just hold off and let the boat finish up, and then we'll go from there. The Kingdom of Finland. Following the introduction of a Finnish Declaration of Independence by Fair Svenhufvud's Senate on the 4th of December 1917, and the subsequent Declaration of Independence from the Russian Republic by Finland on the 6th of December 1917, Finnish society saw itself divided amongst two groups. The Red Guard, led by Alja Aaltonen, and the White Guard, led by Carl Gustaf Emil Mannerheim. It wasn't long before a civil war broke out between Red Finland, which was composed primarily of members of the Social Democratic Party of Finland, and the White Guard, composed of forces under the Svenhufvud Senate alongside German-trained Jaeger troops. After 3 months of vicious warfare, the German-backed Whites were able to push the Reds and the People's Delegation out of Helsinki, and eventually surround the retreating forces, who were subsequently forced to surrender. Out of the ashes of a Finnish Civil War arose the Kingdom of Finland, a rapidly anti-socialist nation led by Prince Frederick Charles of Hesse, or King Frederick Kaarle, as he had become known following his coronation as King of Finland. Despite enjoying a period of peace and protection as an unofficial German protectorate, a certain sense of political resentment has begun to develop within the Finnish populace due to the pervasiveness of Germany and of German-affiliated officers and companies within the Kingdom of Finland. In addition, radicals from both the left and the right have begun to slowly consolidate power after years of negligence by the king and the national coalition. Well, Vikolson Kauta Voitoen. Again, I probably butchered that, but oh well. Let me just take this jacket off. So yeah, a lot of people do not like the king or the cock. So, oh, Kerensky's been shot. What a surprise. Ooh, fuck. Are they going? They might go Russian state, which would not be good. We'll see if a civil war breaks out. So if it happens, there's an event where we get Karelia right here. We don't get these two provinces, which is going to bug the shit out of me. If it happens, because I'm not a fan of border gore. That's kind of border gory. So we'll get the offensive line going. Not that... It's not like we're going to be able to do anything if war actually breaks out, but we may as well have it set up. So yeah, Afghanistan has declared war on the Dominion. 5th Anglo-Afghani War. Black Monday. Black Monday hits Finland. It seems as though the Kingdom of Finland has not been able to bypass the economic hardships faced by the German Empire and the other members of Middle Europa. With the plummeting of the Berlin Stock Exchange on the 3rd of February, the German Empire's economy was sent into freefall, bringing down with it a substantial chunk of the world. This economic downturn has hit the Kingdom of Finland at a very unfortunate time due to its problems at home and abroad. It's no secret to many that, despite being an agricultural nation, Finland does not possess much arable land and thus struggles to feed the populace by itself. This has left the Kingdom of Finland in a position whereby it is forced to purchase Ukrainian grain in order to properly sustain its populace and avoid future dissent. On top of all of this, however, mounting dissent from Finnish people who have slowly yet surely begun to radicalize and call for an end to dependency on the Germans. Black Monday has only granted further legitimacy to radical movements such as the Lapua movement and the Finnish People's Delegation have slowly begun to make a comeback, giving radical groups greater impetus. Demonstrations have already sprung up in many areas. It seems as though the Kingdom of Finland is hanging by a thread. Well, Jumalota. I know Finnish economy. I know Suomi, which is the name of our glorious nation, and I know Perkele, which is the best curse word ever invented. So, again, I'm apologizing ahead of time because I can't speak Finnish worth a damn. Oop. Reduce Ukrainian grain imports. With the Kingdom of Ukraine's economy suffering as a result of Black Monday, they have been forced to reduce the amount of grain that they have sent to us thus far. This is most certainly unwelcome news due to our already heavy dependence on grain exports. It seems as though the Finnish people must tighten their belts and the Finnish farmers must work harder if we are to make up for the deficit of grain. Well, shit. Well, what do we have? What's it doing now? Yeah, well, it's still a little bit of help. We can't get ahead in military intelligence, but I'm going to hold off on that. Let me take a drink real quick. Yeah, let's keep going. So looking at our national path, there are a few paths we can go down. Which it's the old order, which is if we side with Cock, either with the king or with a vaguely democratic type of deal. And then there's... Oh, that's the deal with it, so let me read this real quick. Aiming to undermine the national coalition and profess Finnish nationalism, the Lapua movement, beginning with their existing ties with the party, have begun a so-called Peasants' March in Helsinki, of which tens of thousands of Finns have attended. Led by several prominent far-right Finnish nationalists, Kurt Martti Vallinas among them, the marches chant for the emancipation of the Kingdom of Finland from the German oppressors. Indeed, King Frederick Kaarle I has been worried about the recent uptick in anti-monarchist/ultranational sentiment, saying as marches are mere opportunism and a ploy by the far right to destabilize the Kingdom of Finland. As it stands, the coalition between the National Coalition and the Lapua movement has already become shaky in recent years. This blatant attack against monarchy has only served to sever the ties between the monarchists and ultranationalists. Damn upstarts. So we lose some political power, and the Nat Pops gain power. So that's the first faction we can go down, with the rebellion succeeding, which will happen eventually, become a Nat Pop. And then there's also the old order, which is with the king, or with the Finns. Or we can go democracy. We can go socialist with the Red Guard, or we can go with the one, the only, the beautiful Karl Mannerheim. Now, I might not know how to pronounce Finnish, but I know Karl Mannerheim, and I have a lot of respect for the man. First learned about him back in Civ 5. I did a little bit of reading up on him, and he is one of the most badass people ever, I think. At least historically speaking. And, so, we'll get into what he can do later on. I'll nerd out about Mannerheim later. Should I do it now? There's still gonna be shit going on soon, so I'll just wait until Mannerheim goes into power. I'll give you kiddos a little history lesson. And then... Oh, yeah. So, it looks so far... Ooh, they haven't introduced Nat Pops into power. Ooh. The Finnish People's Delegation protest. Having been locked up by the government in Suomenlinna, following his role in leading the Finnish People's Delegation during the Finnish Civil War, Kullervo Manner has been a controversial figure to many within the Kingdom of Finland. A substantial minority within the SDP and the socialists that have been forced on the ground by the government wish to see Manner freed, while some of the more moderate liberals in the Kingdom of Finland oppose his conviction on the grounds of impartiality by the Supreme Treason Court. In any case, it comes as a surprise to many that the socialists who have been largely eradicated and forced on the ground have finally come out of hiding in protest and petition for Manners, still considered the de jure chairman of the Finnish People's Delegation's release. Many of the more rabidly anti-socialist politicians have begun cursing the name of the syndicalists for sabotaging the current financial instability within the Kingdom of Finland for mere political opportunism. There goes all that political power we were saving up. And the Red Guard is starting to become more popular, which is not the best, admittedly. But I guess let's keep going. Yeah, we're about to go Russian state, it looks like. Ooh, fuck. The Red Guard and the Lapua movement crash. Terrible news has arrived from Viipuri. Apparently, it seems as the Lapua movement has decided to take matters into their own hands, and following the news of resurgence of a Finnish people's delegation, have decided to hunt out any remaining syndicalists in the hopes of rooting them out. It seems as though the hunt did not go as planned, however, as the Red Guard, who appear to be working with People's Delegation, have made an appearance. Reports have described violent clashes that broke out between the two groups, with the clash proving to be inconclusive, and neither side was able to gain the upper hand. Eventually, however, the fighting died down. King Karl I and the National Coalition have been very worried about the ongoing events, as they only serve to further sow seeds of dissent within the Finnish population, while also destabilizing the Kingdom of Finland. Well, ooh, that's not good. Well, let's try to bring back order at once. Yeah. What's Norway up to? Don't know what Sweden's up to. Denmark. Sure, blacks. Oop. Frederick Karl I makes a decision, turning his attention towards the recent events, most worryingly the various clashes between the Lapua movement and the Red Guard. King Frederick Karl I has been deliberating with regards to allowing the Etsiva Ketskupolisi to take a more active role in pacifying the radicals, so as to set a precedent that dissent will no longer be tolerated. Many of the hardline anti-socialists within the King's cabinet have advocated for doing so, saying that a precedent of intervention on behalf of the local government is important, alongside the strengthening of the state police, lest the clash spiral out of control into a full-on revolt. On the other side, however, more moderate conservatives within the National Coalition, alongside of Social Democrats, have advocated for letting the situation be, and have made the point that dissent within the Kingdom of Finland is already high enough, and that any government intervention could lead to ordinary citizens joining on taking radical action. It's clear, however, that the king must make a choice, and fast, lest the window of opportunity escape. It'll be fine. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. Okay, so we can change our economy law, and I'll do that real quick. Early mobilization. Probably going to lose a bunch of political power coming in soon. So, big F to that. Concentrated industry, because what else would we go for? Got the Papal Conclave. Yeah. Oh, the King's Speech. In order to act as the unifying figurehead of the Kingdom of Finland in these troubling times, King Frederick Karl I has turned towards giving a speech to the people in order to reconcile with certain segments of the population, while also strengthening his position with supporters. Given in the Parliament House in Helsinki and broadcast through radio to Finns all around the nation, the king has called for a number of things during these times. Most notably, he called for the Finnish people to come together in order to ensure the stability of the Kingdom of Finland and reject the radicalism of the far left and far right. Joining him were members from the National Coalition, most notably members from moderate conservatives and members of the Social Democratic Party, who helped bolster the king's message of unity. Whether or not this will change anything, that much remains to be seen. Well, this spot the country need time. Got some stability, eternal autocracy, support, social conservatism boost, and social democracy boost. Alright, let's get going. Yeah, I don't think the Civil War is going to happen. Moves in Carpathians. Look toward gridlock. They start off a lot of more troops than I realized. Holy shit. They just lost a bunch of manpower though. Probably just change their conscription law, if I had to guess. Valenius rallies the White Guard. Kurt Marti Valenius, leader of the fringe Lapua movement, has taken the opportunity to rally members of the White Guard, many of whom have turned to throwing their support behind the party in order to achieve true independence for Finland and the Finnish people. In Helsinki, members of the White Guard assembled in front of the elite Jaegers in a demonstration of power and a show of solidarity. Both sides stood their ground for a long time, yet no fighting took place. While King Frederick Karl I let out a sigh of relief Upon hearing the positive news, a lack of fighting, many politicians and loyal military advisors have become worried as they fear that this may be the beginning of a brewing storm. Well, must remain calm in the face of adversity, boys. So there's that boosted nat pop. Ooh, Polish military seizes control. Very interesting. They're inviting Khrushchev into government. Let's put a firm hand up. Well, a lot of shit's happening. Why do we want to go down? Let's go to mechanical computing. Oh, Sternberg's little things keeps going. Kornilov is still alive. Ooh, fuck. Workers on strike. Due to the effects of Black Monday on the Kingdom of Finland, Finnish workers have seen prices rise, wages sharply decrease, and a rising unemployment. This has, of course, led to an issue in which many Finnish workers have found it difficult to make ends meet. A general sense of rising impatience and helplessness has risen amongst workers, who have now taken it upon themselves to seize the opportunity and exploit the current instability to demand greater wages and better working conditions. Nah. Good luck with that, guys. Tough shit. Let's train up another division real quick. Can't afford to train too many, but let's raise one up. Probably deploy somewhere in Mikkeli. Ooh. The Lapua movement marches on Parliament. Having consolidated enough power, the youth of the Lapua movement has seen fit to march on Parliament and have advanced towards Helsinki. Currently clashing with the Jaegers, White Guard, who have chosen to join the Lapua movement, seem to be gaining the upper hand against the joining number of the elite light infantry. Excuse me. Frederick Karl I and the rest of the Democratic parties are extremely worried about these turn of events. Indeed, General Kurt Marti Valindus, who is overseeing the current battle, has continually decried the German encroachment upon Finland in an attempt to boost the morale of the men under his command. And while the Lapua movement, seems the Lapua movement will emerge victorious, the chance of a victory for the national coalition is still plausible. Push back guard. Lapua movement takes power, not quite yet. The Red Guard arrives and fights the Lapua movement. So, that shit's getting intense. I got the Cynic list, achieving the majority. The Lapua movement and the Red Guards clash. With the Red Guard arriving and beginning to clash with members of the Lapua movement, it seems as though the fight is not over yet. Despite managing to defeat the Jaegers or the White Guard, have yet to face the Red Guard, who begun to fiercely fight in the name of an independent yet socialist Finland. In addition, Field Marshal Karl Gustav Mannerheim has also made a plea to the White Guard to abandon the Lapua movement in favor of a more moderate and stable Finland which will secure democracy. The issue of many competing factors and factions, whether or not the socialists would take power or if the White Guard will return to supporting Mannerheim, is one of great concern to many Finnish people who are anxiously waiting to see what may come of this turn of events. Well, so we have 4 options. Delegation takes power, symbolism totemism increase, Lapua movement increases, Mannerheim rallies the White Guard, or he fails to rally the White Guard. So there's no real difference between this and this except a lot less improvement in Mannerheim. And of course Mannerheim is, of course, the boy, so we're going to rally him. So we got Karl Gustav Mannerheim becoming Field Marshal, and Arnie Silvo becoming a general. There we go. And since he's here, let's get Karl back in. Who's an Arnie Silvo? There we go. Welcome to the team, guys. We've needed you. Welcome back. Mannerheim successfully rallies the White Guard. It seems as though Mannerheim, in his plea to the White Guard, was successful in rallying the White Guard to his side, ordering the high-ranking members of a Lapua movement, among them Kurt Marty Valnis, alongside traitorous White Guard members, to be taken out. Mannerheim then began to turn his attention to the Red Guard. Oh, I'd like to point out that the king is gone. Now we have someone else from Cock ruling. Fighting between the two groups, both voluntary militias, have come to a head. At this point in time, the fighting between the White Guard and the Red Guard is anyone's guess, and all the Finnish people can do is hold their guess, waiting to see the victor of a clash. Change of popularity of national populism, minus 20%. So, from what I can tell, Kurt is dead. So it's between Finnish People's Delegation and Mannerheim's White Guard. Now, history has taught us that Mannerheim's won before, so of course, he's going to win again. There we go. So we're back to the normal Finnish flag, and there he is. That beautiful man, Karl Mannerheim. He's now in charge of the country. And we're not getting grain imports anymore, which is not very good. But, what are we going to do? Got radio. Let's get support weapons going. Mannerheim's decision. Managing to take out the radical militias out swiftly, Mannerheim soon began his consolidation of power, proclaiming a victory for Finnish people and the stability of the Finnish nation. Mannerheim, known universally throughout Finland as a savior of a nation, has the backing of a substantial majority of the Finnish population, who are in favor of his policy of fostering stability in an independent Finland. The question of what should be done remains, however, with infighting rife in the Finnish parliament. While many politicians support the immediate restoration of democracy in Finland, military leaders within Mannerheim's clique are in favor of bringing about stability under a field marshal. The choice, however, lies solely on Mannerheim. So I'm going to go with Mannerheim. Again, for a few reasons. Mainly, one, it doesn't really matter ultimately, because if we go down this, we go for democracy triumphant anyway. And two, because I don't know, it seems fitting. It's kind of what happened in World War II anyway. We're running out of time for this episode, so I'll have to talk to you guys about Mannerheim next time, but Mannerheim has ascended. The King of the North, the true King of the North, has risen. And, I'm just going to cut it here, guys. So a lot has happened, a lot of good, a little bad, but mostly good. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, go and leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. Excuse me, if you want to see more of my content in the future, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more uploads every weekday as well as every Saturday. If you have any comments, feedback, concerns, anything of the sort, go in the comment section below. I read all the comments I get, and I appreciate any and all feedback you may have for me. If you want to support it financially, I have a Patreon down below. You can check that out. You don't have to, of course, but it's the only way I can make money so far. Still need to get the subscribers. And if you want to chat, play games, just have a fun time generally, I have Discord down below, so you can join that up. That's about it, folks. My name has been Doggo33, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.